Hello again. So this is a part 2 on how to start a nitro engine. And this video is because one of my commenters wanted the more in depth of how you tune it and stuff. So I will tell you that today. So this right here is your tuning lever. So if I turn it this way, more fuel will go from the line from the tank to the carb. But if you don't want too much fuel, or it's gonna flood your engine, or it's just gonna run horribly. So what you want to do is you want to turn it this way so it gets a little bit less fuel, but you still want to have enough fuel for actually runs. So when you turn this, the less fuel it gets, but the better it runs, and it can actually idle too. So the best way to find this, when we did it, was basically have the engine on, get it started, and then just keep tuning. The RPMs of it should sound like it's increasing, which is good, but you don't want to do it too much to where it just has no fuel. So you want to at least be able to idle, which means basically zero throttle. They can run with this trim up. You can run like this, so you don't need to have a throttle up or anything. So also another more in depth of how they actually start it. So to prime it, what you're going to want to do is what we did is cover the exhaust and then just spin the prop like a couple times until you see fuel running through these lines into the carb. So then when you do that, you're going to want to put your glow plug igniter right into the top thing right here. This is your glow plug. So you're going to want to use your glow plug igniter. Here's one I use. I use this LiPo glow plug driver, but obviously other brands you can use. So I just put it in there, hold it in there. Basically, I have it in there, and then you just pull this back, and it's just stick in there. Then you can use either an electric starter, or since you don't have one, what I use is something called a chicken stick. It's just a round stick or a screwdriver that I find, which is basically you just have it here. You push down on that as hard as you can, almost. Now, don't do it too hard though. Don't want to break it. But what we did and what we do is use our hands, but we have gloves. Thick gloves work the best because this thing will backfire and hit your back of your hand, and it will not feel good at all. It's actually made me bleed once. Trust me, it is not a good feeling getting your hands whacked by this prop. So after you start it a few times, it should be able to start almost first try. That is what I've heard from OS engines. That's just things I've heard about the OS engine. They're pretty reliable. So then, yeah. So what I did, what I did to load fuel into there, because this one doesn't have an external cap. What I did was I unscrewed this thing all the way and just used a syringe and push fuel in there. So yeah, the fuel I'm using is about 20% nitro, but it will vary depending on what engine you have. So yeah, make sure to always read your manuals. So yeah. Also, quick side note: when you do start it, you're gonna want your carb be open just a little bit to get some air. Like what I was saying in the last video. It should start looking, so your controller should look like this when you're starting it. This engine trim all the way up, throttle trim all the way up, throttle all the way to 0. So that should be everything. Just reminding you if I'm forgetting anything. And I'll see you all next time. Thank you.